Yo, so in this video today, I'm just going to be basically talking about why time is more valuable than money. Okay, I'm going to get pretty deep about it and give you some like ideas and stuff to really think about and open your mind up a bit more and realize that your life is more finite than you think. And yeah, I'm just going to start off by saying that, you know, to think about this, like why time is so much more valuable. People live from the age of to up to 75 years to 90 if they're really lucky. Anything can happen within that time frame, like anything can happen. So whereas like you can make £1 million, lose it all in a week and then get it back. That's why like having savings is like, okay, it's good, it's beneficial to have that, but if you actually think about it, what are you actually saving for, like in the future? Like, what is the benefit? I've realized like you're trading something finite, like at a job, your time, and you're trading it for bits of paper, realistically. And I know you need money to live, like that's like such a key part, but you don't just focusing on the hustle and the money. Like obviously, like do that, you need money to pay for bills, but you need to go out there and actually live life like today. Like don't put things off for a week or 2 weeks. Like think about on like a really deep level, like your life is more than just bits of paper and more money in the bank. And this is another thing as well. Spend more money on experiences rather than material items because people overestimate how much a material item is going to benefit them over an experience. Because for me, I've learned about this. Like I bought a watch and yeah, it was quite a nice watch, a couple £100, and I really like it. I've had it for a while, but I've I went traveling around Europe for a month, and I honestly have more memories and more like memory dividends, if you want to call it, from that month. And I learned more from that month, spending probably like, what was it, 2 grand, £2,000 within that month, and more about myself, more about life, more about what I want to do than I could ever learn from getting a new watch, that 2 grand watch. So yeah, it's just made me realize like experiences are far more important. And like this book I've just started reading, Die with Zero, is basically all about it. And it's more about one of the main things he first says at the start was crazy. It was literally, he says, this book is not about making your money grow, it's about making your life grow. And like that's just crazy because if you think about it, everyone talks about, oh, I need my money to grow, I want to invest. But where are you investing your life and your time? Like we were never taught even at school about how to invest money, but rather we weren't even taught about how to spend our time and how to be productive and how to grow and invest our life to make it better. Like what are you doing every day to make your life better? Like everyone knows about, oh yeah, I need to invest in my retirement, my pension pot and money aspect, but no one gets the life aspect and the experiences and the time. Like every day you've got 24 hours in a day, you're sleeping 8 hours, you've got 16 hours left. What are you doing with your time? Where is it going? Where is it investing it? Because yeah, you can save £1,000 a month, yeah, but you can't save 1,000 hours. It's like, oh yeah, that sounds obvious, but you actually can't. Like every day, those 16 hours, if you sleep less than 8, yeah, you'll have more. But those 16 hours of when you're awake, that's gone and you can never get it back. So where are you spending it? Like I myself, like I know like I have a problem like going on my phone maybe a bit too much watching videos, but like I know loads of people have that problem, but if you just have like invest your time wisely, like think about that. That's a really, yeah. So that book really opened my eyes up to that fact. And yeah, one thing I want to say is like do not put off things, because there's a great saying. It's like the philosophers and the Stoics back in the day, Roman empires would say, remember your death. I think it was Memori Monte or something. It says remember your death because it is factual. We're all gonna die. We all live in a limited um mortal life here on this planet. We're given the gift of life, and it's up to us to decide to how we're gonna live it. And you can just work all your life, work, slave away from money, bits of paper, more money on a screen. And I know, you need money to pay for bills, rent, but people just live their whole life working and never actually wake up and actually step aside, look at the sunset, go for a walk in nature, just live. Like people are not living. they're not even, they're just like zombies. They're just working, and they're not even experiencing life and all it has to offer, because there's so many things you can do. There's so many things out there. There's so many countries. There's so many beautiful experiences you can get. You know, think about the amount of places you've seen on TV or in movies, and all you're doing is just staring at a screen. You're not even living it. Like that's why I've started to realize, like, I don't actually like going on Instagram and social media and all these days, because I'm just looking at other people's lives and I'm not living. And it's depressing. It's like, so yeah, enough of that. But yeah, I mean, you need to do things you want to do, like travel to that place, take more risks, because you know you're not guaranteed anything. In a couple years' time, you could be gone. So like, obviously, it's like that. There's another thing. It's like you should spend half your money on things that you think you're only going to live 50 days, and spend the other half like you're going to live for 50 years. So it's like there has to be a balanced sort of way, and it is kind of difficult to do, because people either go one way or the other. They either invest everything and don't experience life, or they fully experience life and they've got no money for retirement. So yeah, but another way to also think about it is, imagine the year 2225. Like, none of us are going to be here unless AI in 50 years develops to the point where we can all live till we're 400 years old. But let's be realistic. And then at that point, think about all the people you know that have died. You barely think about them. You maybe think about them once every week, month, a year. Like, you just go on living your life, and no one actually knows what's going on inside your head. So it's like, who are they to tell you what to do in your life? Like, it's your life, and you need to go out there and experience it. So yeah, that's another key part that I would think. Always remind yourself, like, is two things. Life is limited in the time you have available on this earth, and also there's so much out there to experience. So, you know, what I really want to get you guys to think about is, you know, how are you spending your life, and do things that you today would want you to do. Like, look back on yourself when if you do make it to 90 years old, 70 years old, and think, wow, I actually did that. I achieved that thing. I took that risk. I started that business. I asked that girl. I did that crazy travel experience. I went to like Asia. I did all these places. Like, you want to look back and be like, damn, I actually did that. That was sick. So yeah. So just some steps today, you know, literally just book that holiday. There's a destination I've always wanted to go to. I myself, I want to go back to Switzerland. I want to go to Thailand. I want to go to Australia. So I'm gonna be going there really soon. I'm gonna go to Thailand particularly because, yeah, it's one of those places I've always wanted to go. You know, it just looks sick. The lifestyle, the people. You know, I watch all these like entrepreneurial guys, and they're all there, and it's just good to be there to build yourself in business. So that's one part. So yeah, you know, spend your time more wisely. Think of your bank. You have a time bank account. You know, where are you investing your time? Think about where you're actually investing it, because every day you do something, you're investing it. Like, you can be investing it in the gym, on the business, reading books, improving yourself, or you could just be sat there scrolling, and then you're still investing your time, but you don't actually realize that. You like, because I don't know how to explain it, because you may be in your youth and you're young, you think, oh, I have loads of time, and you haven't aged properly, you haven't experienced how long life can be. But I feel like that's what happens when people get older. They kind of wake up and they realize, damn, I've only got like the last part of my life. I need to get on with it. Whereas like when you've got money, you just think, oh, well, yeah, it's more limited because it took me so hard. It was so hard to get it, but that's just a limiting belief, you know. So you really need to spend your time wisely. You know, do stuff you really want to do, and then you'll look back on and be proud of, and also take risks, because at the end of the day, none of it all matters anyway. Like, you could mess up and fail at something, and you could come back and you could have learned a lot from it. So yeah, that's just one thing I want to say. You know, spend your time today wisely. Don't regret stuff, because that's the worst thing ever to regret. And yeah, let's get out there, boys. So lock in.